Hello, friends. Happy Friday. It is so great to be back. Good to see so many folks already gathered here to spend Friday evening with us. It was it seems like it's been more than a week since since I've done this for some reason. I don't know. It seems like I took more than 1 week off, but it's great to be back. I'm really happy. Let's see who we got gathered today. We got Clarence Wood, Big Dave, JMZ56, Cliff Higgins. How you doing, Cliff? Piper on the 45, Tim Fournier, Boris the Piper. Hello, Boris. The Night Piper. Good to see you, my friend. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island, Everett Young, Bona Piper. Hello there, Christian. Jeffrey Feinberg. Good to see you guys tonight. Steph and Skip Kane. How you doing, Steph? Great crowd gathered already. I always worry when I take time off that you're all going to go off and find something better to do with your Fridays, but apparently you can't. Which is just sad if you ask me. Aussie Piper, how you doing there, Mick? Name that pipe. Happy Friday to you, Paul Johnson. Great to see y'all. So, I went up to visit my dad, my brother, and my sister up in Vermont this past week, which is why I wasn't on last Friday. And it was great to see them. I haven't seen my dad since pre-COVID, so that was really nice. And they're all doing well. You know, a couple years older. So I'm in my mid-50s. I'm going to be 56 in the not too distant future. And I still mentally think I'm about, I don't know, maybe 12. I'm just one of these guys that never feels like they ever grew up. Today, my little brother, who I visited up in Vermont this past week, my little brother turned 50 years old today. I just cannot get that through my head that my little brother is 50. But, you know, it happens. Time marches on. Michael Case. Mike, as Cheech said to Chung, have a good trip. I did have a good trip, Michael. Thank you so much. Oh, Everett, I never got back to you on the Big and Burly thing. I'm sorry. It was a really busy afternoon, but I will. And yeah, I smoked a whole ounce of Big and Burly all by myself. I finished it. I'm not going to order anymore. Clarence Wood, I don't think you're that easily entertained. I think there's just nothing else going on. Glum Chum Piper, how you doing, Glum Chum? And Pipes in Peace, hello there. So I got my Matches Memorial Friday 7 LE with Haunted Bookshop. I've got my new Halloween Zippo, which I am quite happy with. If you didn't catch it, I did a video on this, a Faith Chat Friday type video, but I think you'll find it interesting. You know, it's not overbearing in terms of the religious content, and talks a bit about why I chose this lighter and what the little quote on the back there means. But it's a cool lighter. I really like it, and I'm going to use it year round. It's not just for Halloween, but I'm going to use it exclusively now for Halloween. And as you probably saw in the intro prior to me popping on, I'm starting to get in the Halloween spirit. It's the happiest time of year for me. So I don't know what it is, but for me, pipe smoking and Halloween have always gone together, and I've always enjoyed that. Didn't so much like Halloween in my younger years. Like you know, when as a kid, of course you want to get candy, but once I got into that sort of teenage time, it was kind of a nuisance. Like, there's kids, they can't drive, you know. But yeah, in my later pipe smoking years, I certainly have grown to enjoy it. Oh, Tim, that's kind of you. Time after time. The second hand unwinds. Steve and Kathy, hello there, my friends. And Kirk from Florida, how you doing, Kirk? Pondering, I need my glasses for this one. Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. Hey, how you doing there, Pepe? I assume you're Pepe, or else Pepe's very willing to share his pipes. By the way, one of the things that happened in Vermont was I managed to lose my reading glasses, which wasn't a big deal. They were a drugstore pair of glasses, and I had to buy something because I'm blind up close without them. So I went to the CaneRod in Morrisville, and I picked these up. And boy, I hate them. I hate just about everything about them. They're much bigger than my other ones, and they're not, the other ones I had were like multifocal, so you could read with them, but then you could also see the computer screen. And these are just reading glasses. So this weekend I'm going to go shopping and get some more, but I'll be doing a lot of this tonight. Blue Dog, how you doing, Eric? Good evening, smoking some 2016 Penzance and a mortar pipe. Hooray for you indeed there. Good job, Blue Dog. Everett's just finishing up a bowl of Haunted Bookshop, and Skip is smoking some Old Joe Krantz. Good stuff all around. So, continuing in the Halloween spirit, well, let me relight my pipe and let me get a drink, because I'm in need of libation. I got the Yingling. I did not have time to get a glass, so you're going to watch me slum it. Are you allowed to say that? I certainly mean no offense to anybody that's in slums right now. But going to drink it right out of the bottle, which of course I do all the time. I just try to be a bit more, higher class for you guys. Tim is asking if I'm Evil Mike invading the Enterprise. I certainly hope not. RJ Lionheart, glad you could catch me live. Friday Sabanelli, Sir Walter Raleigh Aromatic, and a Yingling Hershey Porter, and a dram of Seagram's VO. Fantastic. Salute to you, sir. Salute indeed. Kilted Piper Steve and Miss Kathy. Oh, yes, Steve, I heard from Cliff about this. So Cliff and Kilted Piper Steve and Miss Kathy and Arkansas Mike all got together for breakfast, which is fantastic. I wish I could have been there, guys. A bunch of my favorite people for sure. JMZ56 has got Margate in the Friday Sabanelli. Pondering with Pepe's Pipe has got some Cherry Ambrosia by McBaron. And Paul Johnson, how you doing? Paul 5050 Haunted Bookshop with Wilkie Vermont Maple. That's interesting. So what is that? Haunted Maple? Maple Bookshop? Haunted Maple Woods? Night Piper's watching this while his wife shops at Bloomingdale's. Fantastic. Possum Piper, how you doing? Jeffrey Feinberg's got Black House and a Stanwell Bulldog. Kirk from Florida's got some Old Dark Fire. Andrew Sirigliano, good to see you tonight, Andrew. Doug Owen, how you doing, Doug? Good to see you, buddy. Tim Fournier, no, I'm not missing the reference. I just don't know why I would be invading the Enterprise. But I got the reference. Maybe I didn't get the reference. Maybe I don't know why you're making the reference, Tim. I'm sorry. Oh, great. Steve and Kathy got some video, it looks like, and they're going to upload that tomorrow. Fantastic. I'll look forward to that. Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. The Hershey Porter is from Yingling. Piper on the 45 is going to have some Morley's Best in a Series 3 Canadian. Good stuff. And Aussie Piper's got jackknife plug and a Blakemore pot. Very nice. It's the goatee. I don't have a goatee. I just haven't shaved. My wife would shoot me if I grew a goatee. I guess I can see why you might think it, but no, it's just I'm just not shaved. Northwest Pipe Smoker, how you doing? 4 miles away from Doug. Seems even less on your. It's good to see you, Tom. Possum Piper's got some autumn evening in a cob. Yeah, pondering. Pondering, can I call you Pepe? Is that okay, or do you prefer pondering? Let me know. I could call you PWPP. Okay, Tim. I apologize for not picking up on it, but Evil Kirk did indeed have a goatee. I don't know who needs to shave, Everett. Certainly not you, sir. Certainly not you. So, continuing in the Halloween vein, I got a couple new tampers from my buddy Larry Blackett. And I know this sometimes feels like I'm doing Larry Blackett commercials, buttons for your britches. I just love his tampers. And, you know, I saw this one and there was just no way I could not get the Frankenstein monster in a pewter tamper. Look at, isn't that fantastic? And the detail he gets on these things is just amazing. So that's my new favorite tamper. And I also have his little flying witch on a broom here, which is really, really kind of cool. Larry makes some nice tampers. No, I don't think Boris can shave. I think he would just disappear, Steph. Okay, Pepe, I will go for it. Night Piper's having a Perdomo after eating at Lou's Maniati's in Chicago. Pizza. You knew I would get the monster, Christian. I couldn't pass that up. As soon as I saw it, I had to get it. Oh, cool. So Doug Owen says that Tom, Northwest Pipe Smoker, and he will be crossing swords with each other tomorrow at the annual Kitsap Pipe Club Slow Smoke Contest. Whiskey and a 7 autograph are at stake as first and second prizes. Very cool. And yes, finger tampers do have that benefit, Tom. They do let you know how much is in your bowl. And they're hard to lose. Yeah, Big Dave, I do believe we've got autumn in Pennsylvania. It's been very cool. We've been in the 40s in the morning. We had to turn the heat on. It got cold to the point where we had to turn the heat on. And leaves are falling. So, yep, I do believe it's autumn. Lord Hogarth is asking what kind of gamesmanship goes on at those slow smoke contests. I've actually never been in one. Would love to try it sometime, but I'm far from a slow smoker, so I don't think I'd be very good at it. Finger tampers build character and calluses, indeed, Tim. Ah, 17-year-old Scotch and the Savinelli autograph provided by Doug Owen of the Cargo Hold. He is a generous guy, isn't he, Tom? That is fantastic, and I bet he's not going to be trying that hard to win the contest either. Corvette Jim Pipe Rescue. How you doing, Jim? Packing some Sunset rum in the SK he just fixed. Fantastic. Was that the one with the silver on it, Jim? With the broken shank? He did a great job with that. Big Dave, I do not know if trick-or-treating is allowed. I'm just not looped in with that kind of stuff here. I saw some signs up in Vermont that they're doing something called Trunk or Treat. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think it's like a parking lot based thing where you bring your kids and they go from car to car, I guess. That is the right pipe, Jim. That you really did a great job on that. Any of you guys on Instagram that don't follow CJP Pipe Rescue, it's really amazing some of the work he's doing on restoring pipes. Humdrum, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. And Tim's moving on to some more coffee. Oh, Clarence, that's not nice. Wolf Pipes, how you doing, my friend? Last video, Northwest Pipe Smoker, gonna be ordering Bill Unger's book now. Ah, is it available to order now? Trunk or Treat has been around for years at churches. I do occasionally hang out at churches, but not normally with children, so I don't know. Street Glide Pipers, nice fall night in Delaware. Yeah, the weather is definitely fall-like here too, and it is nice. It's a good time of year. Ha 18-year-old Glenn Livet is something to lust for, Doug. I agree with you there. But yeah, you don't want to win your own pipe back. Trick or drink. I don't know how that would work. I guess you do the trick and then you go take a drink. Is that? We just did drink or drink. Unger's book is available. Very interesting, worth a purchase from anyone interested in vintage American pipes. Not the whole story, but a good read. Well, thanks, Tom. I'll be looking into that and getting a copy, no question. "90 degrees in southern Arizona. That ain't right, Big Dave. That ain't right at all. 80 degrees in Houston. It's practically winter. Yeah. No, Tim. He's my brother. Just an excuse. I got you, Michael. I got you. Gordy Skymop having some Yingling. Me too, Gordy. Me too. Truth or drink? Good one, Pepe. So we got the Halloween season upon us, and I've always enjoyed it, and I've always tried to do some fun stuff on YouTube related to Halloween. Armchair Piper, hello Ed, good to see you, buddy. All right, Kilted Piper, Steve, and Miss Kathy. No problem at all. They're at their aunt's house, leaving in the morning, and they got a 5-hour drive, so they're not going to be on too much. But they will be doing live on Sunday. And is that at 1 p.m. Eastern, Steve? Or anyone that knows? It's hard for me to make it on Sundays, but it's a great live stream if you get the chance to check out Kilted Piper, Steve, and Miss Kathy. You don't, oh, Tim, you don't want to do that. So in years past, I've done an annual video where I've looked at horror movie icons, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Jr. Last year I did one where I just focused on the Hammer franchise Frankenstein films, which I really enjoyed doing that one. That was a lot of fun to put together. And I've been working on one for this year, but unfortunately I've just run out of time. I'm not going to be able to get it done. And I've decided I'd rather shelf that for next year and do it right than try to rush it. So I'm going to do something a little different this year. I will have some sort of a spooky little video for you coming out at some point next week, but it's not going to be the kind of thing you're used to seeing from me. This has just been too busy of a time, and I just have not been able to carve out the time to do it right. But the good news is I'm well ahead of the game in terms of planning for the next round. So you'll definitely get a good one next year. Scott at the 16th day. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you. Michael Muirhead, good to see you. He's got some Amphora Original in Bing's favorite with some Bell's Oktoberfest. Sounds good, Michael. Everett's playing cat pillow again. All right, so Kilted Piper, Steve, and Miss Kathy are on at 1 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. So if you can make it, that's a great show. And I'm going to try this week. Didn't see that, Street Glide, but that's fantastic. 106-year-old woman, and Yingling dropped off a truck of beer for her because she has a Yingling a day for decades. Wow. So the other thing that you might have noticed at the beginning is that we're gonna next week. Oh, Ed, that's kind of you, but I think it'll be just fine. That's a good point, Lord Hogarth. Why are there no pipe-smoking Halloween characters? Well, it's up to us to carve jack-o'-lanterns and put corncob pipes in their mouth and get the trend going. She's in Philly, huh, Street Glide? That is a great story. I'm gonna have to look that up. So next week we're gonna do what I 10 minutes before the show decided to call a Halloween party. I don't know what that is. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm open. If anybody wants to call in and tell a spooky story or Halloween joke or anything, you know, that's great. I'm thinking about trying to get together some Halloween trivia. Uh, Probably not for prizes, just for fun. And you know, maybe just talk about Halloween and pipes, and we'll see how it goes. But we're definitely going to be Halloween themed next week. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Keith Gardner, hello there. Nice to see you tonight. Everett needs to put Thurman on a diet. If you're going to be the pillow, you have every right to ask him to be on a diet. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes would be one character certainly that you could dress up for that would be a pipe smoker. But I think he was thinking more of a, you know, something that represents Halloween, the way Frosty the Snowman kind of represents the Christmas season, or Santa Claus for that matter. Oh, Wolf Pipes ordered the Carolina Red Flake with Perique. I have some of that. I ordered it the first round, and I decided just not to open it because I think it's gonna age well, and I'd rather just let it do its thing. So let me know if there's anything you would be particularly interested in delving into next week for Halloween. You know, I could do some research, make sure I at least have something that would be of interest. But we can just, you know, do what we normally do. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll maybe I'll dim the lights and I'll get out my Halloween mug. Thurman weighs 20 pounds? Wow. That is a big cat. Vincent Price was indeed a pipe smoker. Vincent Price, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi were all pipe smokers. Lon Chaney Jr. and Lon Chaney Sr. were cigarette smokers. I tried really hard to find a picture of Lon Chaney with a pipe when I did his video, and the only one I could find, he's like 6 years old holding a pipe. I have no idea why. Ah, there's a good idea, Doug. So we can dress up, and you know, not really, because nobody can see on here, but we can all come next week dressed as a pipe smoking character. And Doug's already called Tolkien because of his love of Capstan Navy Flake. The headless horseman carrying his head with a pipe in his mouth. That's a good one, Michael. I have an answer for that, Jim. I asked Google one day, and it told me how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Apparently, somebody actually figured it out. I don't remember the number now. So if I have to dress up as a pipe smoker for Halloween next week, who would I dress up as? And Tolkien and Sherlock Holmes are off the table now. I don't know. Oh yeah, the guy in the grave digger at the beginning of Frankenstein. And he actually lights a corncob pipe, if I'm not mistaken, before he walks away. Yeah. Street Glide. I didn't know that it was part of the Tootsie Pop conglomerate there. Yeah, Wolf Pipes, that is true. I think he was on 2 weeks ago on the live stream, and he told us all that he is indeed going to be a daddy. Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker. There's going to be a little blue collar running around soon. Mrs. Peregrine with your home for peculiar children. Good one, Steph. And Albert Einstein named that pipe. That's a good one too. Burley Nut Bob, how you doing, Bob? Good to see you. Yeah, he lit the match off his boot. Yeah. A photo of, wow, I don't know if there are photos of old Joe Krantz. That would be fantastic, Doug. I have no idea if anyone has a picture of him. That was Bob Ranowski's grandfather, I think. All right, Night Piper. Sorry you got to go to Bloomingdale's. thanks for joining us while your wife did the shopping. Street Glide Piper is going to be the guy in Jaws that's the shark hunter. What's his name? I can't think of his name. All right, I'm going to move on to another pipe. I've got my Tim Thorpe canted apple thing. Oh, Steph, that is fantastic. Popeye. He should have been the first one I thought of. Yes. So I'm going to have some of my 2020 blend, which I have to smoke a lot of before the end of 2020. It's good. You know, I enjoy it. It's just that I'm between the Haunted Bookshop and the Pegasus, I don't often move off to other things. While I was in Vermont, I just took Haunted Bookshop with me again, and that was very nice. Didn't do a lot of pipe smoking in Vermont. I don't smoke in my dad's house. He said I could, but nobody else does, and I just, you know, don't want to do that to him. He was actually a cigarette smoker for a really long time, probably 20 plus years, and he just one day stopped. Just said he didn't want to do it anymore, and but he knows I smoke a pipe and cigars, and he's got no problem with it. And normally I go outside, but it was cold, so I would actually. It's complicated. My brother's on decaf coffee, and I just didn't want to deal with making a different pot and all that, so I just drive down to the Dunkin' Donuts in the morning and get some coffee. So I smoke a pipe on the way there and back, and had some work to do. We had to build a after 26 years, the oil company decided he needs to put a roof over his oil tank, so it doesn't get covered in snow. They've been delivering oil there for 26 years without the roof there, and they just decided this had to happen, or they weren't going to deliver anymore. So I spent a lot of time building a little, you know, covering for the oil tank. I'll show you some pictures of that on Sunday. Greta Garbo smoked a pipe. I did not know that, Steph. That's interesting. Stalin. That's a great one, Tom. Bump up eyebrows. Not sure you can pull off the mustache. Oh no, Wolf Pipes. Well, give it another year. Patrick Grant, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Oh yeah, name that pipe. Good point. Peretti's Thanksgiving Day usually comes out the end of October, right? Last day of October. Greta Garbo, yeah, her voice was something else there, Wolf Pipes. I I love the movie Nanoshka. And if you haven't seen that, it's billed as the movie where Garbo laughs, and she does. It's a wonderful movie. It was Aronofsky's grandfather. Well, I don't know how we'd go about getting a picture, Doug, but we should. Glad to hear it, Patrick. Glad to hear it. Noam Chomsky? That would be an obscure one. So one year when I was a child, I should save this for next week, but I was an older child at this point, so it was probably the last year, or maybe next to last year that I was even considering trick or treating, and I know what to be, and I went to a Catholic school, so we wore blazers and ties and all that. So I decided to just wear my uniform, but um, it just looked like I was wearing a suit, a little kid wearing a suit. And I took a shoebox, and I said I was a shoe salesman, and it worked out really well because I could put the candy in the shoebox. Is that so, Doug? Stalin ordered his pipes from Dunhill's. Huh. Okay, Doug. I'd love to see it if you can find it. Um, that would be fantastic. Mark Twain's another good one, Steph. Boy, you're a fountain of of pipe smoking Halloween ideas tonight. Fishwife Piper 74. Good to see you. This this 2020 blend and actually all the blends that I've done this with, it's interesting because what I do to make this is I take the last bowl of anything that I'm smoking that's different. So there's no Haunted Bookshop in this. There's no Carter Hall in this. There's no Pegasus, um, and no aromatics, no Latakia. That's kind of the rule. And it turns out to be a very Virginia forward blend, although it's got a lot of burley in it. It's very Virginia forward because a lot of the stuff that I smoke, just a tin of this or a pouch of that, I tend to experiment with things outside of that sort of wheelhouse. So it's interesting. You wind up with something that you like because you only put stuff in it that you like, but it kind of represents that sort of unexpected portion of your smoking year. Oh, Lonnie Hawkins, Hugh Hefner's another good one. Not mentioned as far as I know. It's a good question, Tim. I do not remember Indiana Jones with a pipe, but could be. Yeah, I did hear that name, that pipe. Stalin used cigarette tobacco in his pipe. Boris is going to be the bearded snowman. And you're going to have snow any minute, yeah. But just think, you'll have spring earlier than everyone else, right? Hugh Hefner's a good one indeed, Street Glide. I don't think I could pull off Hugh Hefner, though. I just don't think I got the cachet for that. There you go, Tom. Edward G. Robinson, another good one, JMZ. That is kind of the height of bad taste, isn't it, Doug? Good old Sigmund Freud. There you go, Jeffrey Feinberg. Sigmund Freud, another good one. Although Sigmund famously enjoyed a cigar now and then. Oh, Michael, that's terrible. I hope that person got their house toilet papered the following year on what do they call the night before Halloween? I forget what they call it. Lee Van Cleef, good one, armchair piper. Cary Grant as well. I believe he was a pipe smoker. Yep, he was indeed. Patrick Grant, good one. Don't know about Churchill, Street Glide. Rob Van Schotten, good to see you, Rob. Now I'm on a political track. So Gerald Ford was a pretty well-known pipe smoker. Ronald Reagan actually smoked a pipe in his younger years. There was a woman who was in Congress, and I can never remember her name, but she was she would actually sit in Congress smoking a pipe. I wish I could remember her name. Yes, Michael, that's the Freud quote I was thinking of. Yeah, Patchaseller, we got Einstein on the list. Danny K is another good one, JMZ. Yeah, Churchill definitely smoked cigars. I think he might have been a pipe smoker as well, but I don't know, Patrick. Ben, is that Shivy? Ben Shifley, the Australian Prime Minister from 45 to 49. Well, OCE, Mick, I think you'd have to explain that one to a lot of folks. Mildred Gatwick, that's it, Lord Hogarth, thank you. That's who I was thinking of. Yul Brenner, did not know that. Margaret Chase Smith. I think it was Mildred Gatwick that I was thinking of, Michael, but maybe that's another. It was Lindsey Graham. Tim. No problem, Patch. Oh, I'm sorry. Millicent Fenwick is the person I was thinking of. Thank you, Name That Pipe. Thank you. That's So I'm not sure why the other ones rang so true, but it was definitely Millicent Fenwick. Frank Sinatra. Yes, Fenwick is definitely who I was thinking of. Yeah, Jeffrey, we're not going to talk about that. Bing Crosby, Kirk, fantastic. Yeah. And I know we took Sherlock Holmes off early, but we got Dr. Watson. Hey, Weather Piper, thank you, sir. Good to see you tonight. Person Wells? Orson Welles. Who was a person, by the way, Tim. Yes, Orson Welles indeed. I could have probably done Orson Welles last year, but I'm not quite the right shape anymore. I mean, I could be young Orson Welles. I believe Raymond Burr occasionally smoked a pipe. Is that so, Michael Case? Groucho preferred a pipe in his personal life. Did not know that. Douglas MacArthur, that's a great one, Steve Russell. Sinatra also was a Mixture 79 guy, huh? That was famously Hugh Hefner's blend. Rob says, in Holland, taking a pipe is better than taking the V. I don't know what the V is, Rob. Desi Arnaz, University Pipe, says there's a great picture of him smoking a Sassini 4-dot. General MacArthur again. Thank you, Sailor. Rowan Atkinson. Did not know he smoked a pipe, Mick. That's a good one. Che Guevara. Les guitarist Albert King? Huh. Blues. Gotcha, gotcha, Patrick. Blues guitarist Albert King. C.S. Lewis is a good one. Charles Bronson. I don't know, Scott. Maybe. Barry did smoke a pipe in the 50s Godzilla movie. You're right, JMZ. Yes. We got a whole string of them here that I'm not sure about. I trust you. I just didn't know. Benny Hill, Mo Howard from the Three Stooges, Sir Roger Moore, and William Conrad. I'm not surprised by any of them, but I don't think I've seen any of those folks smoking a pipe. The Royal Yacht from Peterson. Gotcha, Rob. Red Skelton. Franklin Roosevelt was a pipe smoker. I remember him with the cigarette holder. I don't remember him with a pipe. And Aussie E is confirming Charles Bronson, and Street Glide Piper is confirming FDR. University Pipes asking, did Stevie Ray Vaughan smoke a pipe while playing a few times? I do not know. Igor Stravinsky, that's a good one, Michael. Leon Lee. Oh, LL Bean. There you go, Patch. Rather obscure costume, but sure. Donald Duck. Oh, done baseball. Yeah, gotcha. I read it as Donald Duck alone. Lionheart. Bronson was a pipe smoker, according to Cliff. And Armchair Piper 8 is confirming that as well. Okay, Bronson was a pipe smoker. J.S. Bach? That's a good one, Tim. Sir Walter. Leonard Nimoy. Good one, Aussie. Yeah. Well, Street Glide, I know what I'm going to dress as then. Kevin Costner. Well, at least he was in. I may be completely wrong here. Wasn't he the Devil Ants in Hatfield and McCoy's? So at least in the movie he did. And Doug is saying that he has not been able to find any evidence that Churchill smoked a pipe, and FDR may have occasionally, but it was the non-filtered Camels that ultimately did him in. Yep. Oh yeah, Billy Martin did the Captain Black commercials. Yes. Not a bite in a bowl. What a lie. Captain Black is basically all bites in a bowl. The infamous author T. Gerard Fournier. Yes. That's another fantastic Halloween costume idea there, Tim. So it was Costner that played Devil Ants. Okay, I got that right. Good. Conrad had a great collection of Camoys and Charitons. Nice. Sparky Anderson, Johnny Carson, Buzz Aldrin. Man, we got plenty of options now. Justice Scalia, that's a good one. We already had Gerald Ford. Yeah, Carson definitely smoked cigarettes. I don't know about the pipe. Deluxe Navy Rolls from Peterson is a really nice everyday smoke. So it's definitely a nice blend, Rob. Cosmo Kramer signed. I'm not a Seinfeld guy, Jim. I'll take your word for it. Oh, he did smoke in Canon. Okay. I barely remember Canon. David Charlesworth is saying Stephen Fry is a pipe smoker. Didn't know that. Oh, of course, Aleister Crowley. No, it's funny. I read a book about him when I was in high school, and I am absolutely certain. I wasn't smoking a pipe in high school, and I'm absolutely certain in this book, they said that he smoked straight Latakia. And the reason I'm convinced is I didn't know what Latakia was at the time. So, I don't know why I would remember that so clearly if that wasn't what was in this book. I don't remember the name of the book or anything, so I can't go and confirm it one way or the other. But years later, this came up in conversation with some pipe smokers, and I mentioned it, and they said, no, he smoked straight Perique. And I've tried to research this, and everything I find says that it was indeed straight Perique. So I don't know. Frankly, I don't know how you could do either of them regularly. Good one, Michael. Commander Bragg from the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. And Doug Owen is saying that William Conrad had the most impressive collection of humongous Charitons that he ever saw. Really cool. A.C. Doyle, good one, JMZ. With that shot by too fast, there's sailors saying Tolkien, Orson Welles, Samuel Clemens. Yep, we hit those all, Sailor. Johnny Lee Hooker from Tim Fournier. Sammy Davis Jr., really? Yeah, Everett's agreeing with the Perique crowd. I know. I mean, everything I've been able to find tells me that it was indeed Perique, but I know this book said it was Latakia. And truthfully, it doesn't matter. But got Mark Twain on the list already, Pensive Piper. Sean Connery, did he smoke a pipe? That's funny, Lord Hogarth. I believe it, but he says Churchill hated pipe smokers because Stanley Baldwin smoked a pipe and he hated him. Uh, but to decide to dislike an entire group of people because one person that practices that is someone you don't like, that takes a particular kind of person. Yeah, we got Tolkien on the list, Patrick. Ray Charles, Harry Belafonte, B.B. King, Norman Fell, good one. Prince Albert, yes. Yes, indeed. And Edward. Later, King Edward, who I believe is the prince who the Prince pipe shape was named after. Well, I might have that completely wrong as well. Only when he's in the can. Ha ha ha. Whoa. Dillard Boy playing the stand-up bass in the Andy Griffith Show. John Steinbeck. Good one, Sailor. Popo Piper. Bing Crosby came up already, but it's a good one. So I think we've got a pretty good list. So everybody pick someone off that list, and next week, next Friday, show up dressed as that person. And there'll be a prize for the most ridiculous outcome. Rob is packing a Savinelli 376 Oceano with some deluxe Navy rolls right now. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Rob. Elvis did smoke a pipe once in a while. Yes, indeed, Everett. Clark Gable, thank you, Keith. I think he might have come up before, but that's a good one. I need glasses for this. Tahacha Piper. Glad you could catch it. Indeed. Nice to have you tonight, and welcome from California. Michael, I think you might be right about Ayn Rand. That rings a bell. Oh, Norman Rockwell, of course. Goldie Hawn in There's a Girl in My Soup? I don't know that movie, Tim. Love to see Goldie Hawn smoke a pipe, though. So it is clearly the Halloween season, and we should be enjoying that, right? I mean, you should be seeing the decorations, kids should be planning their costumes, and people should be buying candy and all that kind of stuff. My wife is watching Christmas movies on the Hallmark Channel. They've already started Christmas on the Hallmark Channel. And I know we talked about this last year. This becomes painful after a while. Like, I don't mind an occasional Christmas movie on the Hallmark Channel. I don't mind an occasional Hallmark movie. But when it's 24 hours of nonstop Hallmark Christmas movies, and for some reason she really loves the Christmas movies, I spend a lot more time down here. Yeah, we got Edward G. Robinson and Rockwell. Name That Pipe. Been watching a lot of Boris Karloff movies. Surprised to see how many roles he had. He did play a doctor a lot. That is interesting. Name That Pipe. And Clarence is in the right shape for Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell was a very svelte man for sure. Van Gogh. Van Gogh's a good one, and Darwin. Huh. Oh, Street Glide, you got the same problem. Yeah, it just, I wouldn't mind it if they would just wait until after Halloween. They could do it the day after Halloween, but just give me Halloween for goodness sakes. Yeah, you got the same problem, Clarence. Spend a lot more time gouging your eyes out. You know, I have to admit, compared to a lot of other stuff she could watch, Hallmark is not bad. And most of the year it's perfectly fine. But this period from now until January, it's just painful because the movies are very repetitive. They're very redundant. Um, I don't know. There's only so many times you can watch people bring home a Christmas tree and have a snowball fight, and it's all the cliches and everything. And oh boy, Northwest Piper, good evening to you, sir. No decorations or anything there, Scott. Sorry to hear that. Rockwell always feels like somebody's watching him. Good one, Tim. Good one. Steph has a Halloween tree up. The only Christmas movie she could watch before Thanksgiving is Nightmare Before Christmas. Amen to that. That's a good one. I agree, Doug. If you're going to do Van Gogh, you got to cut off the ear. That's a good description of it, Michael. Thanksgiving, the forgotten holiday. Indeed, Tim. Indeed. Yes, you got to fall in love in the snow. They are all the same, Clarence. I don't know if I'm guessing a lot of you guys haven't watched these, but if you got a wife and she knows about them, you're going to eventually see them. And I mean, the Christmas ones are particularly bad just because of they have to fit the Christmas cliches in, so they seem very, very similar. But even the ones that aren't Christmas movies, they all have essentially the exact same plot. And I've been joking for years that I'd like to record a bunch of these and just chop them up and make a new movie out of the parts, because you could literally do that. You could just pick and choose scenes and paste them together. And even if the actors and actresses aren't the same, it won't matter because it will flow so easily. That's how formulaic these movies are. Remarkable. Good one, Everett. Pipe smoking ninja for Cliff. Indeed, Mick. Not Christmas until we see Hans Gruber being checked off the Nakatomi Tower. Indeed. Leave it to Beaver's dad. Mr. Cleaver talked about smoking a pipe, but I don't think he actually smoked a pipe. I watched a lot of Leave It to Beaver a couple years back because it's on in the morning on MTV, not MTV, MeTV. And I used to put it on when I got up in the morning, and it was just like background. And there was one episode where Wally's having a party, and Mr. Cleaver Ward uses the excuse of looking for his pipe to go in and like check on what's going on in the party. But both his wife and what was Mrs. Cleaver's name? Oh, it doesn't matter. and Wally both point out that he doesn't smoke a pipe. So I don't know. Elvis's pipe sold at auction for $650? Wow. That ain't so bad. I mean, for Elvis's pipe. Streaklight, how could she not know the ending? You can tell the ending within 5 minutes of the beginning. You just got to figure out the cast and you know how it ends. And the other thing about the Hallmark movies is there's always a character that I call the schmuck, who is often it's the girl's current boyfriend that she breaks up with in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And then, there's this other guy and they're slowly coming together and then the old boyfriend comes back in. Sometimes it's a woman, but there's always a schmuck. Fred McMurray, good one, Clarence Wood. Good one. Jacques Cousteau, that's a good one too, Patrick. Elf is a great Christmas movie, yeah. Gremlins, never thought of that as a Christmas movie, Scott, but I guess so. Sailor saying goodnight. Thank you for joining us, sir. Really enjoyed having you along. Have a great weekend. Steve Russell is wrong, and I don't know what he's wrong about. But that's okay, Steve. I'm wrong all the time. Leave It to Beaver's dad. That's okay. Gary Edminster, late again. We're not keeping track, buddy. Don't worry about it. Everett knows he will be smoking Burley blends on Halloween. Well, we all know that, Everett. James Stumbo, you did not miss the auction. I will explain that to you in a minute. We haven't had it yet. We are going to have it. Thanks for checking in, James. It's good to see you, buddy. So I'll just go through this briefly. We are going to have... So the plan was to have an auction for my buddy Justin Aldridge, who passed away back in September. And I was making some pipes for him. You'll recall these were modified corncob pipes. And I just got to be honest, when he died, it just kind of took the wheel out of me to finish these, and it's been hard to finish them. The one pipe, I had to make the stem 3 times. I could not get it right, and I kept sanding through at the end. And they're finally done. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're going to be done. I just basically have to glue them up and pipe mud them, and they'll be ready to go. So that's been the holdup. It's been entirely my fault. But I have to say, part of it was just that I just didn't feel like working on them because of what happened. So I probably spoke too soon about the whole thing, and I apologize for that. And James, I particularly apologize to you because you very quickly and very kindly made some really nice stuff for the auction. So I have a couple of pipe stands, a really nice knife, and a really nice tobacco tray that James donated. And we're gonna have this auction with the cobs. I'm going to do it after Halloween, before Thanksgiving, and the reason I want to do it that way is, and I want to talk to Justin's wife. I haven't been in touch with her yet about this, but I'd like it to be something for the kids for the holidays. Just give her a little something extra for the kids. He had a lot of kids. I think he might have had 6 kids. I could be wrong about that, but I think it was 6 kids, and they're young. I think the youngest is only 2 or 3. So I'm sure she could really use the extra funds for the holiday season, and that's what I'd like to do. So again, James, I apologize that it's taken this long, and thank you so much for your kindness in donating those items. And guys, I'm sorry I've been teasing this for so long, but we will do it mid-November, probably the second week of November. And it'll be a live auction. We'll just do it in this time slot. I'll put up a video prior to that so you can see the things that we're going to be bidding on. And yeah, it'll be a fine thing to do for the family. Yes, James, thank you so much. Basil Rathbone was indeed a pipe smoker. Yes. Good one, Lionheart. And Robert Young, another good one. Jeremy Brett. The Hallmark Channel is the portal to hell. I can't disagree with you, Lord Hogarth. Scott at the 16th day, thanks for joining us, buddy. You have a good weekend. Mary Beth Hives in Rio, a Charlie Chan movie. Santa Claus, there you go. Mary Beth Hughes, okay. Anthony Hopkins. We are just a veritable fountain of pipe smoking celebrities tonight. But it's been fun. And again, I expect you all to show up next week dressed as one of these people. Oh, Everett, you're so lucky Steve's not here. You're going to have trouble living that one down. Grumpy. Grumpy the dwarf. But there you go. You got your costume. You don't even have to dress up. George Tobias, who played the husband of the nosy neighbor in Bewitched, smoked a pipe and often had one on the show. That's pretty cool. Bumbling piper. I did not know that. I'm trying to remember what he looked like. I can remember the nosy neighbor. Can't remember the husband. Pierce Brosnan. Didn't know that. I forgot to refill my pipe. I think I did. Yeah. I'm going back to Haunted Bookshop in the Matches Friday 7, Ellie. Will Ferrell. Granny Clampett. That's a good one. All right, who's going to dress up as Granny Clampett next week? Gladys Kravitz. That was the nosy neighbor. Abner. Was it Mildred Kravitz or Gladys Kravitz? Well, anyway. Doesn't matter. Abner was the husband. Political correctness is indeed ruining this country, Gary. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I agree with you. Didn't know that, Doug. So Brett was a cigarette smoker and only smoked the pipes for the home shootings. Huh. He, very tragic story about Jeremy Brett. From what I understand, he got so into that role that he kind of lost himself in it and suffered a lot with mental instability, and ultimately died very young. Steve Russell is going to be Hugh Hefner. Have a bunch of naked ladies around him. We won't want to take pictures, I promise. House smoked a pipe? That was a good show. Yeah, Doug has a way of doing that, ruining a perfectly beautiful idea with facts, but we're glad that he does it. He's very knowledgeable. His wife died. Jeremy Brett and the meds killed. Not sure what you mean there, Gary. Oh, killed him. Okay. Charles Nelson Riley. Wow, that's a good one. All right, so in the last few minutes here, put out a challenge. You can't just name the celebrity, but you got to tell us what tobacco they smoked. Yeah, Doug, very similar story with Bobby Fischer. There's a book about Jeremy Brett that I've been wanting to get for years that goes into all of that. I don't remember the name of it or anything. I can't imagine there's that many biographies of Jeremy Brett, but I'm looking forward to reading that someday. Of course, Bobby Fischer lived a lot longer. Oh, that's good to know, Michael K. So XM Radio channel 148, is that? 148. Halloween themed old time radio show starting on Monday. I'll definitely be listening to that. Clarence Wood is putting forward Bing Crosby and Crooner. Do we really know that Bing Crosby smoked Crooner, though? Doug, I want to get a T-shirt made with that quote on it. That is absolutely fantastic. Reality is objectively what it is, regardless of our needs. Amen. And Brett's wife death really sent him into a tailspin. I'm sure, yeah. But he was unstable to begin with, for sure. George Brett smoked pine tar. Good one, Tim. Good one. Rob thinks Lee Van Cleef smoked dried out cactus. It's hard to know. I mean, even you got like Billy Martin with the Captain Black commercials. Did Billy Martin really smoke Captain Black, or did he just do the commercial? I don't know. Same thing with Karloff. Karloff was a spokesman for Union Leader Tobacco. I assume he smoked it, but I don't know. Stalin smoked Bugler. Bending the Willows. Oh, fantastic, Doug. Yeah, I'd love to read it. Yeah, Cheech and Chong were different types of smokers, Street Glide. Humphrey Bogart and Brown Bogey? Ah, that's a good one. Name that pipe. Gerald Ford, you're right. Field and Stream and Walnut. Yes, I read that. Tolkien and Capstan. Good one, Scott Terry. Steve Russell wants me to be Gandalf and blow a ship out my mouth. I don't know if I'd be successful with that. Paul Lind. I don't know, Patrick, but that's an interesting possibility. Was Paul Lind a pipe smoker? C.S. Lewis and Three Nuns. That's a good one, Scott Derry. I'll throw in Einstein and Revelation. Basil Rathbone smoked Wilkie's number 515. Did not know that, Weather Piper. Yep, Lionheart. Yeah, that is correct. Einstein smoked Revelation. Charles Nelson Riley smoked Ewan Reese 3-Star Blue. Oh, there's no accounting for taste. And he also smoked Kramer's blends. Okay. There's a lot of good Kramer's blends, Taciturn and Richard. And there's now we know that those blends, like we know that Danny Kaye actually smoked Danny Kaye's blend because he went to Kramer's to get it. And I've talked about this before, but I had the opportunity to go to Kramer's just a few months before they closed, and I met Marcia was the woman's name, who was Mr. Kramer's daughter. Wonderful woman, and I talked to her for, I was in the store for about an hour. It was just me, my wife, and Marcia, and you know, she showed me around the shop. She told me about her dad. She showed me the little workshop where her dad repaired pipes. And she showed me the card catalog, and you know, they actually had like the card with Danny Kaye's, you know, the recipe for Danny Kaye's blend on it. It was really cool. So Crosby did smoke Burley with Deer Tongue, and Cornell and Deal's blend is an attempt to replicate it. But was that I guess that was a shop blend, Doug? It wasn't a you know, it wasn't something you could buy regularly. It was something that was made out of brick and mortar, probably. Here you go, Michael. Billy Martin smoked Captain Black as long as the check's cleared. All right, Street Glide, thanks for joining us. You have a great weekend, buddy. Faulkner was a Balkan Sobrani guy, huh? Something's wrong with this this packing. I'm not getting a good draw. Try that again. Well, other than the fact that we're all going to come dressed as famous pipe smokers next week, nobody's come up with any ideas for topics or anything, which is fine. Like I said, we'll talk about Halloween traditions and maybe do some trivia. If any of you guys want to tell a spooky story or something, drop me an email. We'll figure it out. CaneRodPiper@gmail.com. Would love to have a couple of guys call in just for, you know, 10 minutes or so just to tell a story. That would be a lot of fun. Cliff is off to dinner, so Cliff, you have a good night, and thanks for joining us, buddy. You take care. It's good seeing you. And I will try to put together some Halloween themed trivia just in case things get slow. We'll be able to play with that for a little bit. Crosby traded at the Camel Pipe Shop, which is just steps away from Pebble Beach Golf Course. They blended the Deer Tongue seasoned Burley for him. Very cool. Hey, Garden Piper, how you doing, buddy? What about trick-or-treating? Is that horror stories, Michael Case? I could tell some trick-or-treating horror stories for sure. Name that pipe. You have a great weekend too, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Yes, Gary, I did indeed fix the wheelbarrow. Got it back together, and it works beautifully. I'll show you some pictures on Sunday. I got to remember to put in pictures of the wheelbarrow and pictures of the oil tank roof that I built. David Crosby, I'm sure he does smoke peyote. There you go, Lionheart. Your grandpa's a famous pipe smoker indeed. H&H, Sir Walter Raleigh, Carter Hall, and Bond Street. Dude Rustica, how you doing, Steve? Glad you made it. Ah, Carmel, where Clint Eastwood was mayor. Gotcha, Doug. I assume that shop is not there anymore. Is that the case, Doug? So Everett, now that Dude Rustic is here, do you want to retell that story you told earlier? I'm just teasing. Well, folks, it is time to wind down. We got a few minutes left, so I'll just give you a couple of reminders. We will be back on Sunday with something or the other. I'll tell you more about my trip up to Vermont and the end of the wheelbarrow story. So it's something to look forward to. Next Friday, we're going to do a Halloween themed show. Don't know exactly what that's going to be. If any of you guys want to get involved, drop me an email, canerodpiper@gmail.com. Would love to have you call in for a few minutes just to tell a spooky story or a Halloween memory, whatever you want to do. And beyond that, I just hope you all have a fantastic weekend and enjoy yourselves. Finished my drink and I started tying up a few minutes soon, but that's probably okay. Oh, gotcha, Doug. Gotcha. You're welcome, JMZ. Thank you. Thank you all for showing up. Wouldn't be worth doing this if you guys didn't. And I always have so much fun with you guys. So y'all take care. Take care. I'm going to repeat myself because I started to end too early. Take care. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the week ahead. I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. Take care, guys.